Is residential school denialism a hate crime? First Nations leaders say it is.
By criminalizing residential school denialism, Canada would be taking a step toward fulfilling its international human rights obligations.
The Assembly of First Nations is calling on Canada to classify residential school denialism as hate speech, an issue they say is on the rise.
In BC, we witnessed the creation of a new political party, the OneBC, whose central focus is to spread division, hate, and anti-Indigenous rhetoric against Indigenous people.
The party has made a film that calls residential school harms into question.
What was the budget for the documentary in terms of taxpayer dollars?
That's private information.
It was taxpayer funded, right?
We use caucus funds because it's an educational documentary.
OneBC held an unsanctioned event at University of Victoria.
The residential school deniers are being escorted out.
Hundreds of people showed up in response. While mainly peaceful, some tension spilled over.
It was incredible. We outshone them, we outnumbered them, we outloved them, we outhated them, we out-everythinged them.
One of the things that they often say is zero bodies. When we know from both government and church records, we know from family recollections, from the testimony of survivors. So this whole notion that there are no bodies is a complete red herring.
Planned Speaker Frances Widdowson was arrested for trespassing. Here she is speaking at a City of Quesnel meeting in BC last year.
There is no evidence of unmarked graves at the Kamloops Indian Residential School. So do you agree that
OneBC also held an unsanctioned event in Kamloops with Widdowson at Thompson Rivers University in November. The party says it will continue to hold debates online and at university campuses.
At residential schools, though, do you believe students died and were harmed?
Well, I think what we're saying here is that children did die, and children died at my school when I grew up. And so, yes, there were disease and there were lots of things that happened at the schools, but it wasn't that the whole thing was this mendacious plan to kill children.
Canada must take action to ensure that this racist rhetoric doesn't spread or go unchallenged.